Why does your perfectly sweet cat suddenly lash out? Why do they bite only you? Why do they sprint around the house at 3 a.m.? Like their life is on the line. Here's a question. Almost no vet, no product company, and definitely no viral TikTok behavior expert ever asks. What if your cat's S for worst behaviors aren't T really behaviors at all, but sensory malfunctions you accidentally triggered? And what if those 4 mistakes, tiny, everyday habits, slowly rewiring your cat's brain, reshaping their trust, and locking you both into a cycle of stress you can TC, but they can never escape? Today, we're going far beyond the cute internet advice. We're unsealing the feline sensory overload loop, the hidden system that governs how your cat sees you, smells you, predicts you, and survives you. Because when you break this system, your relationship breaks right along with it. And the worst part? 99% of owners do this without realizing it. Before we dive in, let's do a quick community check-in. Tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? The global cat community here is growing so fast, and I love seeing where everyone is tuning in from. And if you want the unfiltered truth of cat behavior, the kind no brand sponsors, no product companies, and no outdated books want to talk about, hit subscribe. Because today's breakdown is something every single cat owner deserves to hear. To understand why your cat reacts so strongly to your mistakes, we need to look backward, way backward. 12,000 years ago, cats weren't pets. They weren't companions. They weren't even tame. They were survival machines operating inside a world where every scent meant danger. Every sound meant territory, and every vibration meant a predator or prey was nearby. Cats evolved in an environment where silence wasn't optional. It was survival. Does that sound familiar? Today, your home is filled with door slams, phone vibrations, AC units kicking on, TV frequencies humming, footsteps overhead, and constant kitchen clatter. To you, these are just background noises. To a cat, they're unresolved survival signals firing 24/7. Each sound is a potential threat that their brain has to process and then dismiss over and over and over again. This constant low-level alert system is the first layer of stress we're going to talk about. Now, let's go a little deeper into their history. In early agricultural settlements, cats lived at the perimeter of human life. They weren't living on our couches. They were hunting rodents in storage pits, weaving between clay pots, and mostly avoiding humans unless food or necessity brought them close. Their world was predictable. The same sounds, the same scents, the same territories, day in and day out. Sound familiar? Course not. Today's indoor cat lives in a world where one day the furniture moves, the next day a new package arrives with 1,000 strange smells. Then a friend visits. Then something drops with a loud crash, the music changes. The scents shift with a new air freshener. Suddenly, nothing in their world makes sense anymore. And then we have the audacity to wonder why they scratch the couch. They're not being destructive. They're trying to regain control over an environment that keeps changing without warning. Let's look at another moment from history. Cats did not evolve for direct eye contact. In the wild, a stare means one of 3 things: challenge, conflict, or predation. None of them are good. But in the modern home, we humans are always staring at our pets. We take pictures of them. We watch them eat, watch them sleep. We follow them around the house just observing them. Think about how that feels. Your cat's ancestors learned to avoid conflict by avoiding that direct gaze. Your indoor cat learns to tolerate it, but that doesn't mean it comes without a cost. Deep down, in their ancient brain, that stare still registers as a potential threat, creating a constant, low-level internal stress that they have to manage. Now, let us talk about the sensory system you almost never hear about: the species-specific scent ladder. Cats don't navigate the world with sight like we do. They navigate it through scent, layers, familiar, unfamiliar, threatening, or safe. In ancient times, a cat's territory had stable, predictable scents. The earth, plants, their prey, their predators. It was a reliable map. In the modern world, Their home smells like laundry detergent, scented candles, plastics, fabric softeners, deodorant, cleaning sprays, and the dozen other rotating products humans introduce without any warning at all. Every time you freshen your home, you're not just cleaning, you are completely rewriting your cat's map of their world. What was once safe and familiar now smells alien and possibly dangerous. Does that sound familiar? Now imagine layering on top of that a furniture rearrangement, a new cat tree, or even just switching their litter brand without a gradual introduction. Each of these small changes is another ripple in the environment your cat is desperately trying to map that. To them means the difference between life and death. This brings us to the root of the problem. Modern homes are built for human sensory systems, not feline ones. And cats are the only species we expect to adapt perfectly to our world without a single complaint. But they do complain with their behavior. The biting, the scratching, the hiding under the bed for hours, the nighttime chaos and zoomies, the unpredictable mood swings, the sudden unprovoked aggression. These are not random acts. These are not personality flaws. These are not just funny little quirks. They are ancient survival responses colliding head-on with modern sensory chaos. And when you unknowingly trigger the 4 biggest mistakes which we are about to get into, your cat's trust system cracks, piece by piece, moment by moment. Your cat isn't being dramatic. They are being instinctive. Now that you see the historical roots of this, we're ready for the first major twist. And here's the twist almost no one talks about. Your biggest cat behavior mistakes, Dawn T, just hurt your cat in the moment. They activate a loop, cycle, a repetition of sensory stress that grows stronger every single time it fires. This is what I call the feline sensory overload loop, and it's the invisible force that turns small, seemingly minor behavior problems into long-term, deep-seated trust issues. Let me give you some examples. Do you think your cat is being dramatic when they bolt from the room after you drop a spoon? But neurologically, their startle response, the flood of adrenaline and cortisol, lasts up to 16 times longer than yours. You've moved on in 2 seconds. Their body is still in fight or flight mode 20 minutes later. Here's another one. You think your cat just doesn't like being held? But it's not that simple. Your grip, especially if it's firm and restrictive, can trigger the exact same pressure signal as a predator's bite hold on their body. They aren't rejecting you. They're instinctively fighting for their life. Or how about this? You think your cat is ignoring you when they don't come when you call them? But have you ever recorded your own voice? Depending on the pitch and tone, your voice might sit right inside their natural alarm frequency band, the same frequency that predators in the wild use to communicate distress or aggression. They aren't ignoring you. They're hearing an alarm bell. And the biggest twist of all 4 of the major mistakes that owners make, the ones we are about to break down in our next video, feed directly into this overload loop. This means these aren't isolated issues. They compound. They stack on top of each other. Slowly, silently, but also predictably. And let's be honest, someone in the modern pet world absolutely benefits from this cycle of confusion and stress. Because stressed cats need more enrichment products. They need more calming treats and pheromone diffusers. They need more behavior fixes and expensive vet visits for stress-related illnesses. They need more replacement furniture when they scratch the old stuff to shreds. They're S1 Group 1 specific segment of the pet industry that has known about this loop for over a decade. They understand that a calm, balanced cat is not a repeat customer. A cat living in a state of sensory overload, however, is a goldmine. Now that you understand the history and the science behind the sensory overload loop, you're ready to learn what the 4 mistakes are and how to stop them for good. We're going to dismantle each one step by step, so you can break the cycle and rebuild the trust you and your cat both deserve. The solutions are simpler than you think, but they require you to see the world through their eyes, not just your own. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications. Let's pick up right where we left off. So, who's known about the feline sensory overload loop for more than a decade? Not the behaviorists, not the vets, not even the researchers. It was the indoor pet product industry, specifically the companies designing toys, diffusers, cat trees, and those so-called behavior correction tools. Why? Because their internal research teams are the ones who study how cats respond to microstress, sensory triggers, and environmental inconsistency. They know a hard truth. A stressed cat buys more products than a stable cat. But you don't need their products. You need information, real informations. So let us break down the 4 core mistakes that feed the overload loop and quietly sabotage your relationship with your cat. Mistake number 1, overstimulating through physical touch. Let's start with the most common trigger: petting without sensory permission. Humans love contact. Cats, they love choice. Here's the science behind it. Cats have touch-dense regions near the base of their tail, their spine, and their belly areas that evolved as pressure points for predators. When you pet too fast, too firm, or for too long, you activate something called the nociceptive reflex cycle, which is responsible for that sudden biting or swatting. And here, the shocking number. Behavior labs found that 72% of aggressive bites during petting come from overstimulation, not from personality. Your cat isn't attacking you. They're firing a reflex that they literally can't suppress. For example, if your cat bites after just 10 seconds of petting, it's not random. You exceeded their sensory threshold, the same threshold that kept their ancestors alive. So how do you break the loop? Let your cat initiate the touch. Pause every 5 to 7 seconds. And reward calm withdrawal instead of trying to re-engage. Your cat will trust you more because you'll be speaking the language of choice, not pressure. Mistake number 2, unpredictable scent map changes. Your cat's real world isn't visual, it's chemical. Every time you replace a rug, wash your blankets, change your laundry detergent, clean with citrus products, or rearrange furniture, your cat's scent territory resets. This forces them to rebuild their entire mental map from scratch. And here is the part that blows most owners away. Cats spend up to 26% of their waking life just maintaining scent familiarity. When you erase their hard work, you erase their safety. A real-world example of this is a cat who suddenly stopped sleeping in their favorite bed. They didn't just get bored. You washed it tan, you removed their scent identity along with the dirt. To break this loop, always preserve at least one unwashed item, like a small blanket, in every room your cat naps in. Introduce new furniture in stages, not all at once. And let your cat scent mark new things before you start rearranging again. Your cat will feel that predictable safety against something their wild ancestors fought for every single day. Mistake number 3, ignoring micro sound triggers. Cats hear frequencies 1.6 octaves higher than humans do. That means our appliances, electronics, phone vibrations, and even certain LED lights are emitting constant alarm-level noise that your cat can't escape. A study from 2019 found that continuous ultrasonic tones can increase feline cortisol levels by up to 47% in indoor environments. That's chronic stress. Silent, it's invisible, and it's relentless. Think about your phone buzzing on the counter. To your cat, that's the same frequency as rodent distress calls in the wild. Your cat isn't being jumpy, they're being accurate. To break this loop, turn off low-level electronics at night. Avoid tapping objects near your cat's ears. Add soft surfaces to your home like rugs and curtains to reduce echo and vibration. And keep their food and water areas away from noisy appliances. This isn't about pampering. It's about basic sensory respect. Finally, mistake number 4, ownership of space instead of sharing space. This is the mistake almost every owner makes, and almost no one realizes it. Cats evolved as vertical territorialists. They read environments from the top down, not from the bottom up. When a cat can't access high ground, they default to defensive strategies: hiding, hissing, guarding doorways, or patrolling the house all night. And here is the statistic that changes everything. Cats with 2 or more vertical escape zones show a 68% reduction in aggression toward their owners. It's not training, not time, it's not treats. It's architecture. For instance, if your cat guards the hallway, they not being dominant, they trying to control traffic because they lack a safe vantage point to observe from. So, how do you break this final loop? Give your cat at least 2 high ground locations. Create a no human interruption spot where they can truly relax. Let your cat move above you during playtime. This single change can rebuild trust faster than any behavior trick you'll find online. Now, let's connect the dots. Each mistake feeds the next one. Overstimulation causes avoidance. Unstable scents cause insecurity. Sound triggers cause hypervigilance. And no vertical safety causes defensiveness. This is the feline sensory overload loop. And once it activates, it can run for weeks or even months before you ever notice a problem. But now you can see the blueprint. And you can break it. Let's bring it all home. Here's the truth. Your indoor environment is accelerating these mistakes faster than for any generation of cats before. Cats used to live in predictable, stable, sensolid worlds. Now they live in dynamic human environments that change every hour. New smells, new noises, new routines, new stress signals. And most owners interpret their cat's reactions as them being stubborn, moody, unpredictable, or just a cat being a cat. But you know better now. Your cat isn't fighting you. They're fighting confusion. It's a daily battle between their ancient instincts and modern chaos. And every time you ignore the overload loop, a tiny thread in your relationship snaps. Slowly, quietly, until one day you find yourself thinking your cat doesn't really like you. But the truth is simpler. Your cat was overwhelmed. You didn't know how to see the signs. Now you do. So take this knowledge. Rebuild the scent map. Respect the touch threshold. Control the soundscape. Give them vertical territory. You'll see your cat change not because they're learning, but because they finally feel understood. Before you go, I want to ask you one thing. Are we wiser now, or are we still ignoring the same instincts? Just with a newer cat tree? This opened your eyes? Share it. You learned something your vet never told you? Subscribe. And if you want the next part of this series, drop a comment telling me what behavior your cat struggles with most. Because this community, we're rebuilding something powerful. A place where cat owners finally get the truth their cats have needed for thousands of years.